My name is Sohayla Arabi. I was born in Iran, and I'm a current resident of Canada since 1988. Parents escaped in 1986. So when we arrived here, I remember Canada in the 80s, right? Your typical Canadian 80s kid. There wasn't any type of hostility here. We were very much welcomed. I remember going to my little elementary school, loved all my new friends, the new life. Coming to Canada, seeing crosses everywhere on churches, that was new. I didn't know what it was. My parents explained it to me what it was. Friends in school explained it to me what it was. But we would talk about other stuff. And so my friends would talk to me about church, they talk to me about Jesus, they talk about other stuff. And this one particular friend was always going to youth group. Every Friday night, he would come back, great stories of youth events, youth retreats, camps. And that intrigued me. I was like, I want to go more. This sounds fun, and this Jesus that I'm curious about is there. Let me go see what I could find. And so I did go to church a few times, went to their youth group. It was great, but here I'm still a Muslim, so I stayed away, and I knew, you can't really cross that line. And so it all led to one very particular day where my life completely changed for the better. I found myself one day walking after school. So this is high school, I'm 17. My Muslim friends were all on one side telling me if I converted from Islam, that I would be thrown into hell forever. My Christian friends on my other side were telling me if I didn't convert to Christianity, then I'd be thrown into hell and I'd burn in hell forever. And so here I was stuck, and I was like, what have I done that I'm going to burn in hell now forever? My Muslim friends are saying this. My Christian friends are saying this. What's happening here? What am I missing? What did I do? I'm a good kid. I was getting good marks. I was respectful to my parents. I was a good kid. And so as I'm walking and I'm crying and it's a bright sunny day, this field, this force, this open vision, whatever you want to call it, something happened in front of me where it opened up. And God was behind me. I could hear his voice. I could hear Jesus' voice very audibly. And the picture he showed before me was this extremely dark spot. It was this place void of all life. And he showed me to the far right. I'll never forget it. And he showed me that was my spot. That was my place. That was a place reserved for me. I knew it was my place. I saw the people around, even though it was dark. And what I noticed with the people around me was they were horrified. They were screaming, crying, like gnashing of teeth, when you want to picture something very grave, but yet there was no sound coming out of their mouths. There was no voice, there was no life. So I could see in the physical that they were struggling in despair, crying out for help, but there was no voice, no sound, no life. And it really felt like nobody was hearing me, that I was all alone, that here I am now. My eyes had opened up. I knew if anything happened to me in that moment, if I died, I knew I was going to hell. Like something happened, and it wasn't even brought on by any major event, but maybe just my hunger and thirst caused the Lord to bring certain things into my life to open up my vision and to see what was happening. So I cried out as I'm laying down. I cried out and I said, I don't know who you are. I don't care who you are, but I just want to believe in the one true God. I just want the one true God, and that's it. And I fell asleep. Took a few hour nap. When I woke up, it was like this surge of energy went through me. I felt like this lightning bolt, this just jolt went from my head down to my toes, and I felt it. I came to life, and I heard his voice again, and he said, it's now or never. So the very next day around lunchtime, my high school was a huge high school in Scarborough, and there's a wooded field behind the track behind our high school. Walked in the woods, found a little bench, sat on there, gave my life to Christ. In that moment, in that instant when I gave my life to Christ, I saw angels in heaven with confetti and trumpets, very regal looking, just the celebration. And I could hear them, it was for me. I could hear them celebrating for me. And the one thing that I loved about God is he shows you where you are, where you stand with him. He will do what he did for me, he will do for another person. We're all on the same level. The celebration that heaven threw for me during my salvation, I know they do the exact same celebration for every other human that comes to Christ while you're alive and you're able to accept him. I had this guilt that I couldn't get over of not knowing Christ sooner. So I tell everyone, just trust God. It doesn't matter how your life is falling apart. He is the glue that keeps it all together.